Hello, Virgo, and welcome to your March 2022 general reading. This will be a reading for the Virgo collective, so it may not resonate with everyone. So what we're going to do today is we're going to pull two spell cards and then move on to tarot. So let's get to it and see what messages are available for you today. As I shuffle the cards, I just want to let you know that even though this is a general reading, it may be heavy in one category or another. So from previous readings, I can see that they start off in a general sense, but then they either become heavy on relationships or career or finances and so forth. So we'll see what we have going on today. Okay, Virgo. Put this aside. So let's see, card number 1, organization, purpose, planning, efficiency now come to me so easily. So Virgo, you are in fact one of the most organized signs. You do very well in that area. Now, maybe not so much when it comes to organizing your time around people, but when it comes to efficiency or having your home organized or organizing your time management, etc., Virgo, you excel at that. So organization is very in tune with one of your strong suits. That is card number 42 for those who might be interested in the numbers. Okay, and I'll put that right here. And the next card is, fertility. Let all take root, seed, and sprout. Let new life be all about. Fertility. Now, obviously, fertility means being fertile and having children, but fertility applies to many other areas. It's whatever you give your intention and time to that can grow. So fertility could apply to work. It could apply to your finances. It could apply to different projects or ideas that you have. Fertility is also very much associated with creativity. So fertility is very broad. And this is card number 37. Now, organization and fertility, in my opinion, go hand in hand because you might have an idea for a project and you need to be organized in order for that to take root and for you to excel in it. Okay, so organization is very necessary sometimes for fertility, no matter what type of fertility it is that we are talking about. And we'll get into tarot and look more into that, but these two, in my opinion, go hand in hand, Virgo. So organization and fertility to start off. And I'll put that over here as well. So we had cards number 42 and 37. Okay, so let's see what messages we have for Virgo. Messages for Virgo. Okay. Move this out of the way. Here we go. 3 of Pentacles, 2 of Cups, 7 of Swords, 5 of Wands, 6 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles, the Hermit. There you go, Virgo, showing up in your own reading. So this is going to be very telling. And the Devil. So Virgo, what I can tell you is that you have a lot of things that you are working on, just like we talked about with organization. You are about to spring forth into something really, really good. Okay. For some of you, that involves career. For others of you, that might have to do with actually forming a family. Others might be moving. Whatever it is that you are focused on and whatever it is that you are planning is a very positive thing, and it's going to take your life in a new direction. Now, from what I recall, all of or most of your previous readings that I've done have been predominantly positive, and that is true here as well. However, there is one kind of side note that I want to alert you to. Be very careful who you share things with. Even if that is close friends, close family, people who you hold very close to you. What I see here is that there are some challenges and perhaps some competition in certain realms of your life. So, for example, at work, if you are thinking about a project or working on a project and have ideas on how to move that project along or make it better, don't overshare with those around you. Because somebody might steal your idea, or somebody might take credit for your idea, or somebody might indicate or imply that they had a hand in this wonderful idea as well. If you are thinking of applying for a higher position, same thing. Hold that information to yourself. Because what I see here with the Seven of Swords and the Five of Wands is potential theft and deceit, as well as competition. So on the work front, Virgo, be very careful. Now, Two of Cups is a union, any type of union, right? So that could be our intimate or our personal and romantic relationships. It could indicate family relationships. It could indicate business relationships. So this also applies to other areas of your life. Now, you might have a good friend who you share everything with. This is your tried and true best friend, ride and die, and that's great, and it's good to share and to have people in our life who we trust. But be mindful that they might innocently take whatever it is that you say, again, innocently and without poor intentions. They might take that and then convey it to somebody else just in normal conversation, and then that other person's energy might not be ideal. And now your name and your situation and your energy is getting tied up on other people's tongues and is getting tied up with other people's energy, unbeknownst to you. Again, it's very important for us to have people who we can trust. Yes, 100%. But at least for this month, for this period of time, keep your plans a little bit to yourself. I don't mean entirely. Obviously, we want to share our life and our experiences and our ideas with those who we love and care about and who we trust. Yes, but don't overshare, because again, they're not going to do something intentionally necessarily, but by just casual conversation, other energy gets tied up with your energy. And we want to avoid that. Again, not permanently necessarily, although it's not a bad idea to live by, but at least for this month. So here, what I see is friends who might leave you out in the cold unknowingly. They don't intend to do that, but they do. Again, a lot of energetic stuff going here. I want to say that this also applies to our personal relationships. If you're having, a lot of trouble with your significant other, yes, we want to talk to someone. But again, for those very same reasons, don't overdo it. If you are trying to start a family, and that applies to, a very small percentage of you from what I can see here, if you're trying to start a family and it's either not going as quickly as you would like, or there's challenges there, don't put yourself totally out there. Yes, share your disappointments and share your frustrations, etc. But again, don't offer too many details. And sometimes, I've been talking about how this might be like an innocent situation or action, but sometimes people do things overtly. They'll say, oh, so-and-so told me this. Can you believe that? So just be very mindful and weigh very heavily who the most trustworthy people in your life are. You need to go on, internally and really think the people who you've known the longest, the people who you share things with, what's their record? What's their record? Have you found out later on that they've gone and said something about you and things got misconstrued and something happened there? I want you to really think about that. And again, it goes without saying, at work, the same thing, right? We might have friends who we've met at work, and maybe, some of us do socialize with them outside of work or have conversations outside of work. That's okay, and that's fine. And again, that's encouraged. However, just be mindful, especially when it comes to things that you are working on. Again, this fertility applies to work. It applies to your personal relationships. It applies to creative ideas or projects, etc. And it could apply to creating a family. Again, part of your being organized is being very mindful and watching who it is that you're giving the details to and sharing things with. Now, again, when we're burdened by things, when we have challenges, we want to share that with those who are closest to us, and that is encouraged. But sometimes it's easier, and we might get better advice by sharing that with a stranger or somebody who doesn't have a vested interest in a particular outcome, good or bad, right? So this is one of the wonderful reasons why, something like counseling or therapy or any anonymous helpline is encouraged sometimes, because sometimes in those situations you get very clear guidance or advice because the individual on the other side of it has nothing to gain from it except to help you, and that's what they're there for. So in some situations here, you might be dealing with Capricorn energy. I think that came up in one of your previous readings before as well. But, the devil indicates a lot of things, a lot of temptations, etc., etc. Here, the devil is this energy, this tendency of people to just take a message and play telephone line with it, and then you get caught up in that, or what you said changes down the line. So that's what that devil is. So by showing up in your own reading here, Virgo, the indication is for you to be just very mindful, go within, keep the most necessary things to yourself, don't overshare, because how they say the devil is in the details. Well, here you go. The devil is in the details. Now let's pull some more cards and take this further. Judgment, the Magician, the Empress, Nine of Pentacles. So this is just elaborating on what we've been talking about here. Sometimes, you're being judged by people that you would never expect. Sometimes people are judging you when they're relaying or sharing what you've told them. Sometimes people are judging you, obviously, at work. So again, just be very, very careful with what you are telling. You don't want negative energy around you. And that's also the energy that you're not hearing or you're not aware of. Again, it's second and third hand energy when your story or what you've said or what you've done gets relayed. So it's up to you not to just go within, but to also be able to navigate that, be able to navigate how much you want to tell someone or not. Again, you might have a friend who's going through the same type of situation as you, a particular problem as work, or a challenge in their relationship, or in starting a family. And yes, they're commiserating with you and you're both sharing your experiences with this type of situation. But, inside of them, maybe they feel a certain way. Maybe they feel that things are going better for you or things are more optimistic for you. And again, they don't mean anything by that, but it's just like that sentiment that gets kind of caught up with you and with your essence. Now, I do want to note it is extremely interesting that the Empress showed up here. Because again, the Empress, one of the meanings of the Empress, or one of the words associated with the Empress card, is fertility. And here we go. So we have the Empress and we have fertility. So again, this is signifying to me that you are about to spring forth into a lot of different projects. You have your focus on a lot of things which are going to change your life for the positive. Now, again, this could be financial prosperity, career prosperity, academic things going well. You might be like deciding to pursue higher education. We talked about starting a family. You have a lot going on, Virgo, and rightfully so, because you're always up to something and trying to improve yourself, etc. So it's interesting that Empress showed up here and we have fertility here. And again, let's not forget that you showed up in your own reading. And we know that whatever it is you're planning is going to change your life, because look at our final card here. We have the Nine of Pentacles, which means that you are going to enjoy everything that you worked hard on. You're going to reap those rewards, as you should. It is very deserved. You just need to be careful here about people taking your ideas, passing them off as their own, or taking your ideas and conveying them to other people and sometimes changing them. We know the telephone game and how that works. Okay, we need to be mindful of competition that is either overt or covert. Okay, and just trying to see in the landscape of our lives who we want to give those details to. Again, nobody's saying don't have friendships. We're not saying don't trust your friend. No. What we're saying is just, at least for the month of March, because I see there's a lot of stuff brewing up. It's kind of like your make it or break it month in a way, or it's your planning stage of things. Organization, this is where you're planning on your next big steps. Just be mindful for this month as you're getting those things worked out for yourself. Just be mindful. Again, the devil is in the details. Keep those close to your heart. Okay, but good things, whatever you're working on, Virgo, is fantastic. Positive changes. This month is your springboard month. You're going to spring forth into new things. So as you navigate that during the month of March, be careful. But the outcome is lovely. You're going to reap all of these rewards. And I think you're going to be reaping them until the end of the year. So, Virgo, that's what I have for you today. Thank you so much. And until next time.